It doesn't happen very often, but in this time it is annoying me, and I just thought to go live. I have not prepared it. Well, I did prepare a little bit, but not so much. And in the meantime, I'm trying to get the YouTube and Facebook activated so that I can see your comments popping up here on the show. Now I am using my Surface to explain some stuff, and I want to talk to you about Article 13 and why I think it's wrong. So first of all, let's talk about what Article 13 is, because not everybody knows that, and that is also not a big problem. Well, it is actually a problem, because people that don't know what it is don't know what the impact is. So let's start with what is Article 13. So back a little bit, we have, of course, internet, and the copyright legislation is based on the non-digital world. So that means that there are indeed some things that need to be changed. So in that case, I totally agree that there are some things that need to be changed. But here it is. So there are multiple articles, and one of them is passing legislation in January 2019, so next month, and I'm not agreeing with that one. Let me explain. So the whole reason why we have this legislation and that we're trying to get this organized is a good thing is that people need to get paid for their stuff, right? If you create a picture, it's your stuff, you need to get paid, or at least you get notified that, well, depending on what you want, you get paid, or you get your name there, your source, that kind of stuff. Which is perfectly fine. If I love music. I mean, I have the Beatles here. I pay for my music. I always pay for my music. The music of my intro and the intro itself is mostly created by other people. I paid for that. I paid about $50 for my music. I paid about $50 for my opening. So combined, I paid about 80, 90 euros together, which is kind of a lot. But on the other hand, people were working on it. So I am more than willing to pay for something if it's, if I like it, if I want it. So I always did it. I always did it. I will always do that. So I agree. I agree with the reason for this. However, I don't agree with the way that Article 13 is supposed to work. In order to show what I mean by that, let's try something new. I have a Surface Pro, so I can actually draw something. So the way that it currently works is that if I am a person that likes to make a YouTube video, so let's give a little bit of a YouTube feel to it, make it Facebook. It's easier because I have the blue already there. So I have a Facebook and I want to create something for Facebook. Then that is perfect. I can do that, right? But something is not for me. So maybe I use some kind of music that is not for me, or I use some kind of movie that is not for me. That is possible. If that is the case, then of course I need to get some issues there. I mean, that's not good. That is, I cannot do that without any reaction, right? Because I am doing something illegally. It's something else if you have paid for it. Like I have paid for the music so that I can actually play it for you. I paid for the video so that I can play it for you. So I want that to be done. So what happens is that in this world, 2018, if something goes wrong and this is the person that created it, they can actually directly go to me and ask for some serious money, which is totally fine. I mean, if I do something wrong, I'm responsible for it. But what does Article 13 do is that this is changed. And what they do is that, in this case, they go to Facebook, but it can also be YouTube or something else. Let me try to do that very quickly. I'm not so good at drawing, but at least you understand what I'm saying in a minute. So if this is Facebook, so like so, yeah, then of course you can imagine that if they have to pay for my thing that I do wrong, then of course they will incorporate a filter. So what Article 13 will do as an effect is that everything that you do for Facebook or YouTube, it will pass through a filter. And that filter is something that costs a lot of money, of course. It's nearly impossible to verify if everything you put on screen is something that you created, or your favorite creator created. So that by itself means that a lot of these social media platforms will say, no, you will not be on the channel unless you can show that everything is yours, which is nearly impossible. So only the very big companies, like like the big companies, right? The ones that make electronics or social media, or the big ones, they might be possible to do this, but not us. Not us. That's just not possible for us. It's too much. So I wanted to show you that this is something which we need to fix. I never ever do something for political reasons, but this is hurting us, the creators, the online creators that want to give you the best show possible. And again, this is solely, if you're a show like me, I don't have any copyrighted material. Well, occasionally, if I show like now, this is a vMix Social. This is a website that is copyrighted, of course. But I always show you where it comes from. But it should not be. It's very difficult to make sure that people can have only copyrighted material that they actually bought, or you know what I mean. Anyway, this is a rant. Please do not accept Article 13. So I beg you, do not do that, because it's not worth it. It's not working. I do agree, I 100% agree, that you should buy copyrighted material, or you should at least adhere to what the copyright proprietor asks for. Hey Floyd, what's going on? This was a very quick rant about Article 13 and you missed about everything about it, but that's fine. I love you, you know that, right? So Floyd is here, and he is from the US, and also for you, Floyd, Article 13 is something that you need to worry about, even though it's all the way over in Europe. I mean, you cannot see videos from your favorite YouTubers or Facebookers or whatever, which is totally wrong. And that's it. That's what I wanted to rant about. I can take a breath and get back to where I was watching a video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will be back, of course, every Saturday with a new show, but I just wanted to hop on. I wanted to make a separate video only about this. Go back and watch it, and if you are interested in supporting me, go to techhundo.net. There you can find all the ways to support me: $5, $10, $15, $25. I don't know. There's quite some ways to do that, and I really. Yeah, it is definitely so Floyd says Floyd is on YouTube. I'm also on YouTube and also on Facebook. it's a bad deal. It is. You're really getting the short straw, so to speak, and there's nothing you can do about it apart from saying no. And that is something that our legislators need to do. But this is one reason, one way of at least showing you that this is happening. This is happening next month, and it will take still a few months. But don't underestimate it. It's really this case. It is really that filter that I talked about earlier on. This filter. This is gonna hurt us like hell. So we need to make sure that that is covered. Thank you so much for watching. Also you, Floyd, for being live. I love it. I love it that you're alive. Glad you got it out of your system. I hope they get it together. I hope so too. And democracy will always win. I'm sure of that. So we'll see. It maybe takes a little bit of time. Maybe some people need to undergo the shizzle to get to understand what actually is happening. But this is not the way it should be. People that do something wrong should be punished for it, but don't punish people up front. Punish them after they've done the fact. Thank you so much. See you around. Bye-bye.